objective this week is to make connections between two categorical variables. iReady likes to use the word association. But is there a connection between two different things that you're tracking? Your learn task, of course, will be an iReady lesson. If I could say one thing about this week, make sure you read carefully, depending on the information you're given, how you need to look at it to do your thinking. There's some Google Slides that you'll need to submit through Schoology. We'll meet up on Wednesday. Be prepared by having your learn and do tasks completed. Okay, let's say a few more details about this making connections between two categorical variables. So we want to try and make connections between two categorical variables. Two different things we're trying to keep track of. We're going to read carefully. These things often start with some kind of claim that you might argue about. And so this kind of work is meant to help settle disputes. So, for example, boys exercise more than girls. Is that true? Is that not true? Let's keep it within the realm of middle school students, because I know a lot of girls that are in, in dance, play soccer. So I'm not sure who's actually more active. The approach here is we're going to get some evidence and we're going to evaluate. It's the evaluation and how we build the evaluation, how we think about the evaluation is going to help us see if we can answer this question. So you just can't make a plot of this thing, a scatter plot, because you're mixing two different groups. We want to be able to separate out the two groups. So a table is very common. And so I've got a table here where this column represents the boys, column represents the girls, and I just asked this general question of a whole bunch of students. Do you exercise 90 minutes or more a day? I took it for boys and girls. Or do you exercise less than 90 minutes a day? But this way we can sort of arrange the numbers in a table. You have to be careful, depending on the question, how you're reading the table. Because if you're just looking at the boys' information, you're reading up and down. If you're looking at just the girls' information, you're reading up and down. If you're looking at the students who exercise more than 90 minutes a day, you're reading across the table. So be careful of the question and how you should be looking at the table. We can add totals on both of these. So if I look across this row, this will certainly be the total of all the people who exercise more than 90 minutes. People who exercise less than 90 minutes, but all these people together should be all the people that responded. Likewise, all the boys added up together plus all the girls added up together should be the same number. So these totals matter too, because sometimes looking at the raw numbers, it gets kind of confusing, and so it's more constructive to actually look at percentages. Just looking at raw numbers on a table can sometimes be hard to make comparisons. And so what's often happens is you take the numbers and you calculate percentages. And you'll have to do it in this lesson. Make sure you use the calculator to figure out what the percentages are that they ask of you. Also, another thing you do is sometimes the table is not as an effective way to look at the information, so you can make bar graphs, particularly side-by-side bar graphs. And these are usually set up where the different colors represent the different groups, and then you're looking at a particular piece of data. I didn't label this here because you could set these things up in different ways. But let me reinforce the issue. That's why the reading, you have to be very careful how you're reading. Okay, so why bother doing all this? Well, when you make a claim, you want to be able to answer it accurately. So by having evidence-based comparisons, actually using numbers, that should lead to a more accurate decision thinking and better decision making. I mean, we're trying to do that even right now with the COVID situations. We're trying to make connections, accurate connections, so we can make better decisions about what we should do. So make sure you do your learn and your do test. Take your time with the reading. Read carefully. I can't emphasize that enough. One other thing about the iReady lesson, you'll see that these claim and table tabs on the one side of the display. because sometimes you'll be looking at the bar graph and you want to go, oh, where were the numbers? If you hit this table button, boom, it'll bring up the table that was used in order to create the graph. So that's why I have this. If you want to re-see the claim, re-see. If you want to see the claim that the discussion is based on, you can mash this tab and it'll bring the claim up again. Mr. O, signing out. Bye, everyone.